So we got our first window in. Georgia weather. Rain, rain. I'm recording right now just to get an idea of what's a good way to, I mean, how do you manage this kind of stuff? You know, I'm trying to learn. So right now I'm with Cheryl, who's back there, and I don't have a lawnmower, man. I've got 2.5 acres of lawn practically. I'll turn around here so you can see what I'm talking about. But look behind me and how much lawn there is. Hi, we're Bruce
and Cheryl.
We moved from California to get away from the hustle
and bustle
of a fast-paced lifestyle
and a not-so-perfect political climate
to enjoy a slower speed,
better values,
and a rich Christian atmosphere. Join us as we discover our new environment, rebuild our new-to-us home on 2.5 acres,
and enjoy the scenic southern landscape of central western Georgia.
Well, so we got our first window in. Just get an idea how it's going to look and get some light inside. With this whole sheer panel wall, I don't have a whole lot of light inside, so I still got 3 more windows to do in the front. And then you can take a look at this on the inside. And there you go. There it is. That's our master bedroom window. But there's 2 of those in the living room, and 1 of those in the other bedroom, and then 1 in the other bedroom as well, but that one's to the back. So I'll walk down here and you can see the framed openings. That's the living room. And that framed opening is the other spare bedroom. That's the actual spare bedroom that will be the spare bedroom. And this spare bedroom over here, which still doesn't have any floor joists replaced yet. So that framing right there, which it's hard to see in this. Still got to learn this technique of filming, but anyway, you can see there's light coming through where the old window used to be, because the old siding is still sort of on there, but that opening, well, you can kind of see the opening. I mean, obviously there's a stud there that I can't see in this. Maybe you can, but anyway, you should be able to see the framed opening. That's going to be the office. Anyway, let me flip this around. All right, so there it is. I still have to raise the back corner. And if you can tell by the boxes I've got sitting over there and the boot that's in the floor right there, it's just sitting there. It goes in the other way. It goes from underneath, comes up from underneath. But anyway, it's just sitting there. In the meantime, because we've had so much rain lately and I've been fighting the puddling and stuff out here, I bought the new channel drain that goes in front of the garages right here, and it hasn't come in yet. But the other parts came in, and I should have filmed doing that, but underneath that pile of rock right there is a drain inlet. One of those big NDS drain inlets. And then you almost can't even tell because we did such a good job of filling it back in, but we had this trench that was opened up out here, and I know you'll see that in some of the other videos, or you saw that already in the other videos, but it's all backfilled now because there's a drain pipe coming up the bottom. There it is, to drain out the side, get rid of all that excess water. So once that channel drain goes in, that'll be my first concrete pour for the garage. So Also, when I get rain gutters, the downspout will come down and pour into it. And I've got to finish this corner down here before I can do all the rest of that. I've got to dig around it. I don't know if I mentioned this before in a video, but the I-beam that sits in this corner actually sets on top of this concrete, I believe. This one over here, it went through into the ground, but they never poured concrete bottoms and they didn't encase it in concrete. So you can see the beam here. And on the outside, I dug it way down, probably about 24, 25 inches deep. And it had channels in it. I don't know if I got one of these to show you what that looks like. Well, is that? Nope. You see, I don't even know about these back ones. I know this back corner over here, it actually goes down into the ground, no concrete.
Dora. She's kneading. She's baking bread.
And what are we doing?
What are we watching TV? Watching Al and Gina.
Al and Gina?
Yeah, Al and Gina.
What is Al and Gina?
That looks so nice with those doors on
Lumna
there.
Acres.
Oh, Lumna Acres.
Yeah, there's little
One of our favorites. I'm recording right now just to get an idea of what's a good way to, I mean, how do you manage this kind of stuff? You know, I'm trying to learn.
Yeah.
So right now I'm with Cheryl. She's back there. We're in the trailer watching one of our favorite YouTube channels, Lumna Acres, which is one of several. Right now we're dealing with
Lots of rain.
Georgia weather. Rain, rain. Oh, look, you can see. We got a window in already. But it's nasty out there. So we're going to spend the day in here after having our quesadillas, and we're going to watch our favorite YouTubers.
Oh shoot, I'm stuck. I don't know what I'm stuck on, but I'm stuck on something. Oh, thank you. I think it was the cord or the tie. I'm still having a problem.
So here we are, Easter Sunday, getting ready to go to church. It's probably the earliest we've been up in 6 months. Not that it's that early, it's only 6:30. We need to get going.
I'm trying to zip my jacket. Can you help me?
There we go. Make our way out. Get your beanie, your phone, your glasses.
That all we need is found in you. Receive our adoration, Jesus, Lamb of God. Receive our adoration.
I feel like I'm missing something. It's really wet out.
That's the whole idea behind sunrise service is you're there
We
as the
choose
sun is
to
rising.
leave it all behind and turn our eyes towards the prize, the upward call of God in Christ. You have our hearts, Lord, take our lives. Receive our adoration, Jesus, Lamb of God. Receive our adoration, sounds, all creation standing now, lifting up your name.
Open. It looks solid to me, like a picture frame window.
Both slide.
It goes. Oh, you went sideways.
On those ones.
You put the spatula away, Heather?
I don't know. Possibly.
Maybe. We're gonna sit in the dining room.
I want to sit outside, but that's just me. So, Dad, these are two different kinds. One's you can see, one's rotisserie something, and one's lemon pepper.
Lemon pepper sounds good.
This is lemon pepper here. It's a baby salad. It's a salad.
I'm gonna use my fingers. What are these?
And that's it.
Sausage.
Okay. Kaneka?
Never
Never heard of it.
It's like C-O-N-E-J.
I see the truck sometimes, like driving on the interstate, and they have a Peterbilt. I'm like, oh, it's all like decked out.
Yeah.
Loving the fence. I think it looks great.
Good boy. You're being good. You're being a good boy. Boy. Boy.
Oh, that scared her. Merle came bounding in the door. Scared her.
Merle, what are you doing? Merle Haggard. Merle Haggard Shaw. Merle. What are you doing, Merle? What are you doing, Merle? What are you doing, Merle?
I'm not gonna go get that.
Let me see it. Let me see it. You go up there. Okay. Fluffy butt.
What you
Fluffy
doing?
butt.
What you doing?
You see it. You see it.
Waylon.
Drop it. Go on.
Waylon Jennings.
Come on. That's a good boy. That's a good boy, Wade. Are you done yet? You still gonna go? You still gonna go? Or you gonna relax? See your duck? You see it? You see it? Drop that. Drop it. Good boy.
And it just starts.
Good
boy. Good boy.
He's actually like, once you get here for a while, like he's actually a good dog. Like he just
He just needs
He's-
something to do.
he's so excited to see everybody.
Huh.
Like he's just a baby, man. He's just a baby. He's literally 7 months old. No. He is born in June, so he'll be 1 here in 2 months.
One of them, bud. So I finally broke down and got myself a selfie stick. I'm gonna assume that I've already posted some video stuff having used it, but this is the first time using it here at the house like this. But I still have to stop the video and flip the camera around because it won't let you flip the camera while you're videoing. apparently. Which I never could quite understand why that was. I don't know what that is right there. Anyway, so the last thing that I took with this camera in a different view mode, was this window. So that window's in. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to work on today. There's so many things. I made a list. Hang on a second. So the video stick, the selfie stick, is a learning curve. It's awkward. I have to hold it a certain way. And I guess my son told me that I speak differently when I'm on the video. And it's because I'm not used to doing things like this. So bear with me as I'm going through these learning curves of vlogging and all these terms that, at my age, these are things that you don't think about. They're second nature to the youngsters. It's wholly different for me at my age. And Marty Johnson, I gotta say, you do very well. I aspire to be as comfortable and normal as you are, or Trenton Alley. We watch you guys all the time. Lumina Acres even. You guys do a tremendous job on your vlogging, and I commend you for that, because it's a skill that I have not yet mastered, not even close. But anyway, so I'm trying to figure out today exactly where I want to work. There's so many areas, so many things to do, and I get overwhelmed sometimes. So I finally got all the walls out of the inside. We've got all the header beam up. I've got all the bottom plates down. I've got most of the framing done. There is some minor stuff on the wall on the opposite side. If I turn around here, you can see that side over there. There's still some minor framing stuff that needs to be done on that wall there. Obviously, all the shear panel needs to be done, but that's also the wall that, as we look over here, and I think back here in that corner where you can see the sheets are standing up against there, that whole corner of this whole structure is still dropping. I'm sure it's still got to be close to 4 inches. It's at least 3.5 inches still, I'm assuming, that it still have to be raised up. So I'm in the process of doing that, as well as I still have to, as you can see on the floor here behind me, there's still a lot of floor joists that have to be replaced. I think I've doubled already the bottom plate. Yeah, I think I have. Not the bottom plate, rather, but the rim joist. So I've doubled the rim joist there. That's the other problem I have doing this. I feel like I look silly because I'm trying to talk to a camera as if you all are here, and I know you're all here with me if you're watching the video, but you're not physically here with me, and that's a weird... Anyway, so basically the secondary rim joist piece is already in place, but I still haven't put the rest of the floor joist down, and I need to do that, so that's another thing that has to be done. I also need to, if you look up here at this wall where the last 2 trusses are, and one of them is on this side of the wall, the other is on that side of the wall, because it's the truss that's sitting... I'm not sure if I can see it. Let me take a look. It's the truss that's sitting on, the overhang. So the overhang on the trailer is where they landed all their 2x4s. So they did, if you go here on this, where I put this header beam in, what used to have the old trusses through here, and then the back side of the truss was a 2x4, and then it was all wrapped in metal, and they set a 2x4 on top of that, on the outside edge of it all the way down. And that's what they landed these trusses. I'm trying to point. These trusses, they landed the trusses on that. And then I had to transfer all that to this header beam, right? So you have a similar situation here, except I don't have any kind of a beam to rest that truss on. It's just sort of floating because it's resting, or was resting, on a 2x4 in the corner here, which would be the same over here in that corner, would be resting on it, and then the rest of it up here is kind of floating, if that makes sense. So my idea is I'm going to take a block and go from this truss to that truss. And that's where when I build this wall will be built all the way up to, and a top plate will be mounted from this end all the way up to the peak to those blocks that I go between the trusses. And then this wall will come up and be built up to that point, right? And then that should carry the load of that last truss cantilevering out, because it's not cantilevering out very far beyond the wall. 6 inches at the most, which isn't a whole lot. So I've got that to deal with, but that's down the road a little bit, but I got to put the blocks in. So just like I have to block that there, when we get down to this end, I'll show you where I started some blocking, and I got to finish that. So you can see behind me right here, there's some blocking between these trusses, and I've got to do that all the way up and over. So if I point this thing here, you can see these here, and it's got to go all the way across like that. So that's got to be done. I've also got all my HVAC stuff is in. Sorry about the lighting here. Lighting is horrible in here, which is why I'm putting all the windows in. Of course, then I got to fight the glare with the windows, but nevertheless. So I got all my HVAC stuff, but I can't start putting that in until I get my vapor barrier down, get my my house wrap across the bottom of the floor joists, and I have to get all my holes drilled for the water lines and get the insulation down on top of the house wrap. So I'm going to flip things around here for a second. Give me a moment. So I'm going to talk you through this. I'm going to put house wrap down at the bottom underneath all of these floor joists. And then I'm going to put insulation on the house wrap, and then I'll run my plumbing lines through, and they'll probably be on the other side of that blocking. And then put insulation on top of the plumbing lines, and that'll seal that in so that it's all insulated. And then I can put my floor joists on, but then I also have to put in my HVAC stuff, which has to penetrate that house wrap. And then it'll all be underneath the house wrap, so when I go to do the HVAC stuff, I'll have to do that from underneath. Anyway, that's where I'm at the moment. So not to sound like Marty, but man, guys, you wouldn't believe how much garbage there is in my lawn right now. I've got so much thistle out here, and I don't have a lawnmower, man. I've got 2.5 acres of lawn practically. I'll turn around here so you can see what I'm talking about, but look behind me at how much lawn there is. And there's so much thistle growing in it. So many things to do. So I'm gonna get started here. I would love to film as I'm working, but you know, I got one hand on a selfie stick and the other hand trying to do work. I'm not good enough for doing that right now, especially when I got a whole blocking up and got to shoot nails and stuff like that. But I'll just keep checking back in with you guys to show you progress as I move along and get some stuff done. I still have to figure out what I'm going to do today, how I'm going to start my day, because I'm not sure if I'm going to work on the blocking to start with, if I'm going to work on raising the floor, putting in the windows. I know I need more windows in here. Overwhelmed, so I'm going to get started. So the windows are 5 foot wide, 4 foot tall, and they're, I'm not sure if they call it double active. I know that it's double hung if the windows slide up and down, the top slides down, the bottom slides up. You can go either way. These are similar to that, but sideways. Meaning both windows open, slide side to side. Which you'll understand here in a minute if you've never seen one before. And yeah, they were a little more expensive. I think they paid a little over $4,000 for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 windows. most of his other windows are. Both of the windows pop up out of the frame quite easily. Now, when I was concerned before about how I was going to install these windows, I had to do it by myself. Really not much to worry about because there's the window. Thank you.